is week number 2 of the high school football season, and thank you for joining us here on GTV. Matt Jaworski, Jamie Ward with you as the Toppers set to kick off action in just a little bit. Tonight, the opponents, the Football North St. Joseph Jaguars, making the trek across the pond here to Chardon to take on your Hilltoppers. Toppers coming in 1-0, Jaguars 0-1. And Jamie, this place has not been kind to the opposition.
Second time in 2 seasons, Matt, that Chardon's been able to play a team from Canada, and that's always very exciting for the hometown fans. You talk about Memorial Field, though, and you're exactly right. The Hilltoppers have not lost a game since 2014, which expands almost 3 full seasons. And the coaching staff, I think, gets a lot of credit for that. This is the place to be on Friday nights. The community is here. The Chardon Crazies, we've seen how they've grown over the years, and it's just a real home field advantage right now for Chardon.
Well, in a little bit, we'll find out just how much of a home field advantage it is tonight. Stick around. We've got pregame action coming for you up next on GTV.
Go, Big Red!
Now sing along and join the band if you know the words to "This Is My Country." Ladies and gentlemen, will you now stand as we play "O Canada" and remain standing as we play our country's national anthem and the Chardon High School alma mater. right, football fans. Shout hey as the band performs the Hey Song.
Set for football. We are Matt Jaworski, Jamie Ward along with you. It is week number 2 here in Chardon. Second consecutive home game for the Hilltoppers. Jamie, week 1 very kind to Chardon as they beat up on their neighborhood rival West Geauga. But tonight, they have a tall task in front of them, a team from Canada.
Well, the thing is, Matt, we just don't know what to expect from this team on the other sideline, and that is Football North St. Joe's. The thing is, we talked to Mitch Hewitt, and he said we got to see one game tape. Remember, this is also a program that's in its first year. It's designed to represent their high school, but it's designed to travel to the United States and play high school football teams in the U.S. There's a there are different rules of the game, and we'll get to those as the night goes on. But if you look at these young men on the other sideline, they look pretty big.
Jamie, a big athletic bunch to say the least, and it's going to be interesting how they match up with this Hilltopper squad. You look at what they did in week 1, and for Chardon it was that 42-14 victory over West Geauga. For the Jaguars, it was a 49-14 loss to Olentangy Liberty. And Jamie, if I'm not mistaken, that's a team that lost to Ignatius last year in the playoffs.
Right, and they're going to play Steubenville next week, the Big Red. So this is a program that is not hesitating at all in playing some of the best teams that they can in Ohio. And remember, they are from Ontario, not so far away. What are we looking at, Matt? Maybe 4 hours?
Maybe a little bit more than that. Maybe 8.
8-hour drive.
Yeah. You know what? That's doable.
But they're going to go home tonight. So
you sleep on the bus.
There'll be a lot of young men sleeping on the bus.
Well, Jamie, Chardon going to be kicking off to start the game. Ethan Ziegenfuss set to tee it up. Hilltoppers will be working their way right to left across your computer screen, or whatever you're watching this or listening to this broadcast on, or maybe if you're watching it at home, it's obviously right to left as well. Ziegenfuss approaches the football, and we are underway here in Chardon. Ball fielded on the far side, coming up the field around the 10-15, cutting left side. And the return man wrapped up and brought down. That was Arthur Hamlin on the return. And Hamlin, a speedy 6'1", 175-pound defensive back.
He was starred as the head coach, by the head coach, as the best player on this team. So he's getting a chance to touch the ball. He'll also be in the secondary. And that head coach is Blaine Scatchard. Again, first year as the coach of this first year program, but Coach Scatcherd has a long history of playing football himself, was one of the best quarterbacks in Canada at one point when he was in high school.
Ben Markle, the quarterback for the Jaguars. Pistol formation. 3 receivers near side, 1 to the far side. Fakes the handoff, looks to throw near side, receiver screen. Ball's caught, but not much going there. Nice reception by Dante Mitchell.
Well, from the first snap, Matt, we can see that this team from Canada actually runs a very familiar style offense. So again, you know, they're playing Ohio high schools, and we shouldn't expect them to look a whole lot different throughout the course of this night.
So absolutely not. You don't drive 8 hours to come down and goof around. They're here to win. Two receivers to each side. 1 back in the backfield. Again, Markle in the shotgun. Looks to throw, going to put it up in the air. Has a man, no. Good coverage on the far side.
Good looking ball, though, from the quarterback. Let's look at the Chardon defense real quick. Defensive line, Sam Eldridge, Austin Arnold, Wade Novak. We'll see some Louis Monaco as well. He's very active. Smitty will come in the game also. The linebackers, Tyler Waskovich, Ian Semler, A.J. Peterson. Also Chase Klein, number 6, the Michigan State recruit out there for the Hilltoppers. They are without a man in the secondary. One of their best players, Mason Ziegenfuss, is hurt. He's replaced by Anthony Trevisano, joined by Connor Moses, John McKnight, and Connor Morris, Devin Moses.
Now here we go. It's 3rd and 10. Ball on the 15. Again, looking to put it up in the air. Incomplete, and that's going to bring up 4th down.
Miscommunication there. He threw it in between the 2 receivers. And so this Jaguar team comes out, Matt, throws the ball 3 times, but the Hilltopper defense able to hold.
Absolutely. So now we'll get to see what the Hilltopper special teams can do. Jamie, last week it was a return that sparked them. John McKnight standing on his own, well, we'll say 46-yard line. Back to punt, Jaden Simmons. Gets the punt off. It's a wobbly kick, going to take a bounce at the 40, up to the 45, fielded by McKnight. Dropped it, comes back and falls on it.
Easy ball to handle, but John took his eyes off of it for a minute, and he was moving forward. Had he fielded it cleanly, may have had a big return, but fortunately for the Hilltoppers, they will have the ball in Jaguar territory.
They will be starting 1st down and 10 from the 43-yard line.
That big offensive line. Vinny Carlozzi, Matt Smurtle, Cam Neas, Anthony McMasters, and Ryan Smitty.
Check that ball on the 42. So Andrew Kobacheski. Gonna fake the handoff, looking to go left side, running room. 30, down to the 20, the 10. Is he in? No, they're gonna say stepped out of bounds around the 10-yard line.
Well, there you go. That is the advantage that Chardon brings to the table, Matt. You watch those defenders, they all followed the fake. And when you have not been accustomed to seeing this wing T offense and the way Chardon hides the football, it can really lead to some big plays for Chardon.
It's all about misdirection here in Topper country. So here comes Chardon. 1 back in the backfield, that's Cicero. Normal wing T formation.
There he goes.
Ball going to be given around the right side, cutting in and into the end zone. Touchdown. That was John McKnight.
10-yard touchdown for McKnight, his 2nd on the season, Matt. And boy, the Hilltoppers putting it in the end zone in just 2 plays. It took all of 20 seconds to get in.
Well, John McKnight, the 10-yard run, and Chardon, they came on late last week, Jamie. This week, they're looking to get on the board early. John's brother, Keaton Ziegenfuss, out to attempt the point after. Kick is underway. It is up in the air, and it is good.
Well, if you are watching at home right now on our live stream, this is the first week we've introduced that, Matt. And, of course, we couldn't do all of the great things that we continue to do here on GTV without our funding communities, and those include even those not funding this particular game. Burton Village, Chardon Township, the City of Chardon, Hamden Township, Middlefield Village, and Munson Township. Thanks again for supporting GTV. And if you're watching us in Canada. Welcome.
Yeah, it means everybody found the stream on the Hilltoppers website.
Absolutely. And Coach Scratcher did say that there would be some Jaguar fans listening. Not a lot of fans in the bleachers, as you can imagine. You can count them on about 2 hands, maybe a dozen or so. But, you know, that was the other thing that the St. Joe's coach told us, Matt. Football just not quite as popular yet in Canada.
It's growing.
But it'll continue to grow.
Toppers up 7-0 early in this one. They entered the game 1-0 after having beat up on West Geauga and that friendly neighborhood rivalry. Ziegenfuss, one of the kicking Ziegenfusses, gets it down to about the 5-yard line. Ball brought forward near the 20, and that's about where Football North will take over.
Keaton Ziegenfuss is a sophomore, Matt, and boy, he's already kicking like a college player. Just an incredible line of kickers in that family.
Ethan, Mason, and now Keaton. And the injury to Mason means we will not see him at all tonight, so no kicking duties.
His foot is bothering him. It's not serious, but it's been bothering him into camp, and Coach Hewitt wants to get him some rest, knows he'll have some big games in the second half of the season.
Low snap. Markle has to run around the right side, going to throw it, going to go incomplete.
Good coverage there by the safety, McKnight, moving in that direction.
We'll bring up 2nd and 10 from the 22. All right, now if you're the Topper defense, been a lot of pass in this game, and you have to wonder at what point in time ball going to be given to a running back. 4 receivers and that 1 back in the backfield, pistol formation. It is a handoff, and the Toppers going to get there and going to wrap up Joe McGinnis, or excuse me, going to wrap up, it was number 2, Blade Best.
It is a fall-like night tonight, Matt. There's no doubt about it. I've got a jacket on. I've got like a winter jacket on.
Mine's sitting underneath me right now.
You'll
the
be wearing it soon enough. Lots of blankets on these cold metal stands here at Memorial Field.
It is.
Mitch Hewitt, though, still with the short sleeves. Very, very fashionable polo shirt.
Best again, the lone back in the backfield. Waved this one off. Was it a timeout?
No.
No.
Looks like maybe a delay of game.
Delay of game indeed.
The officials today, Greg Kaufman is our referee. Bill Hupp, the umpire. Our linesmen are James Wallace and Paul Makar. And the back judge, who does keep the time, 25 seconds in between each play, is Phil Cordova.
Well, you look at this contest, Jamie, as the Jaguars come to the line again, 2 receivers on each side, 1 back in the backfield. Markle going to drop back to throw. Has some time stepping up in the pocket, looking toward the sideline. Ball is caught, spinning around, and then shoved out of bounds. Nice catch by Kevin Victomi.
He does not have the first down. Was a strong throw to Victome, and when you give that young man some time, that quarterback, he is a, boy, what's he listed at? He's listed at 5'11", 145, but he's got
he looks
good,
bigger than that.
Yeah, good pocket presence for this young man. Offensive linemen, Dang Malou, Aiden Arnett-Smith, Alex Berwick.
Jamie, 4th down and 2. They are going for it early on here in this ball game. Wave it off, another flag comes out, and I believe it's another delay of game. It is.
Wow, that hurts.
Well, they've lost 10 yards on penalty on this drive, and it's been both delay of game.
You know, Malou is not on the offensive line. Let me just, you've got Arnett Smith, Berwick, Kingsley and Ford as your offensive lineman. And who else we got there?
51, Fragioni.
There he is. And now, boy, that penalty so costly that they're going to change their mind and punt, man.
Well, it is 4th and 7 now from the 25. And Jamie, I mean, realistically, this happened awfully late, too, this subbing in and out. They got to get set because they're in a situation where they could get called again for another delay of game. They get the snap off. Kick, it's a good kick. Fielded by McKnight at the 44-yard line. Going to head up the middle, reverse his tracks, and brought down around the 50-yard line, and that's where Chardon will take over.
Let's look at the differences real quick between Canadian and American football. For one, the field is a lot narrower here at Memorial Field. They play on a wide field in Canada, which is why they play with 12 players. Also, you've got your end zone difference. Here, of course, 10-yard end zones at this level and all of American football. And then the third big thing is there are only 3 downs in
That's
Canadian
huge.
football.
You get an extra, you get a bonus down.
Bonus down here. Welcome to Chardon. Here's an extra down.
Wing T formation. Ball going to be handed off. McKnight up the middle. Has a running room. McKnight the 20. McKnight the 10. And McKnight in the end zone. A 51-yard touchdown run by John McKnight.
Well, the tackling right now for the Jaguars, not good. You know, coming in, McKnight last week, Matt, had 7 carries, 33 yards. That's about 5 yards per carry, but look what he's got already tonight. 60 yards on 2 carries and 2 touchdowns.
He's done a nice job finding some running room. And now Ziegenfuss out to finish off the point after. It's up in the air, and it is good. With 9:16 to play here in the first, it is Chardon 14 and Football North St. Joseph nothing.
Certainly not the way that the Jaguars wanted to start things off. I was thinking about this before the game, Matt. 8-hour bus ride. I mean, just imagine.
It's a lot of time on a bus.
That's a lot of time to be sitting there.
Takes me back to college, Jamie, where trips down to southern Ohio or out west, 4, 5, 6 hours on a bus, depending on where you're at.
You know, you think about, kind of reminds me of minor league baseball. Those young men, they get on buses and drive across state lines to play ball.
And these kids have school to deal with, and not professionals.
Yeah.
Give them a lot of credit. Takes a special individual to be able to make the trips that they will. And we'll talk more about their schedule later on in this contest, Jamie, but essentially 1 home game, the rest all away games. Ziegenfuss approaches the ball, puts it in the air, fielded far side on the 10. And return man gets close to the 25, and that's about it.
Well, the Hilltoppers so far tonight leading 14-0. They've run 3 plays. They've scored 2 touchdowns. And Matt, also on defense, we have seen the Jaguars mostly pass the ball. You'd have to think down 2 touchdowns. We're going to see a steady dose of that.
Markle going to hand the ball off. Stutter step, but nothing much going as Jaden Simmons tried to get something going on the ground, but just wrapped up quickly.
Dylan Hemley, number 34, the senior, in on that stop as well. Hemley, up until just a couple of weeks ago, thought he might be the varsity quarterback, changed his number, and now, of course, is one of the leaders on this Chardon defense, and he'll get some carries in the backfield as well. Scored a long touchdown in week 1 against West Geauga.
Now, we saw him last year play linebacker in place of Chase Klein when Chase went down with an injury. It'd be a little bit of bubble screen caught far side of the field up around the 30-yard line before the receiver goes out of bounds. That's Dante Mitchell.
You ask yourself, if you're Chardon, why do you play a team from Canada? Well, there's a couple reasons. One is you're going to get a home game out of it in your non-conference. And remember, Chardon's got 7 home games, Matt.
That's quite a few.
Quite a bit. You
Two
and I,
more than normal.
You and I will hang out quite a bit this year. And then the other reason, of course, is that this is a big school, and you're going to get Division I points, computer points for them. So, you know, they're playing at a disadvantage. They're playing by different rules. They're making a long trip. Chardon feels like it's a game they can win and benefit from.
Markle fakes the handoff, flushing out near side. Just throws it over the outstretched hands of his receiver, and that will bring up 4th down. Was looking for Nathan Coleman.
He's tried to go to Coleman a number of times tonight.
Coleman looked like was running a button hook there.
Yeah, ball just out of the outstretched hand of Coleman, who looks pretty good. And now it looks like they're going to go for it, Matt.
Well, trailing 14-0. It is 4th down and 4. Ball on the 30-yard line. St. Joe's is gambling early. Markle hands the ball off. Back, maybe gets to the line of scrimmage. The Chardon defense going to wrap him up and bring him down. I think they handed it off to Dante Mitchell, the receiver.
Well, Hilltoppers take over. Great field position for them.
It was Jaden Simmons.
Yeah, there's a little bit less electricity tonight here at Memorial Field. That's partly because the opposing team has not brought a lot of fans. But our Chardon Crazy student section, it should be noted, they've got a good turnout as always. And they decided to go with a neon look tonight, Matt.
Yeah, very bright colors. Bright and welcoming.
Look like a bunch of highway workers over there.
Well, when they go out and pave Ravenna Road tonight, wing T formation for the Toppers, and a little bit of movement. The question is, was it because they were drawn? And they were.
It is encroachment on the defense.
5 penalties now for 15 yards against Football North. And Jamie, in my mind, you talked about some of the rule differentials a little bit ago, but for Football North, to not be able to run towards the line prior to the snap, or seeing that happen, has to be so different and so unusual at this stage for them.
Right, that was another thing on offense that makes a big difference.
1st and 5 for the Toppers. They will hand it off to Cicero, and Cicero working his way right side. Picked up some yardage. I don't think he got too much there, Jamie, maybe a couple.
This might have been our first night here in Chardon where some of our fans went ahead and stayed home and to listen to us. Now remember, if you're listening to us live, we're also now streaming video each. The plan is that we're going to be doing this for home games, and we'll continue to update you. Boy, Dave Jevnikar just always on the cutting edge.
Oh,
isn't
he is. And if you're looking to where you can find the stream, it's on the Chardon School's website. That wing T pistol, and Kobacheski going to keep it, trying to go right side between the tackles. And Jamie, maybe a yard or so. Great job by the Jaguars.
Much better, yeah. We look at that defensive line. You've got Lake Corte Moore, one of those defenders. We've got John Gunn on that defensive line for the Jaguars, Dang Malou, and C.J. Wallace. Linebackers Braden Hart, Richard Graham, and then Makayo Hall.
Then Arthur Hamlin and Ian White in the back, or in the secondary.
I'm sure St. Joe's knows Chardon doesn't throw the ball an awful lot, but when they do, it tends to be a big play.
Couple of them last week. You're going to give the ball. It's going to be handed off left side. Getting the 1st down and a few more yards, Brandon Frania.
We expect Frania to get more carries tonight in the absence of Mason Ziegenfuss.
Couldn't have said that any better.
That's what Mitch told me. I mean, I didn't come up with it.
I was going to call you the best color man here in Jaca County.
That's right.
It is 1st down and 10 from the 12. Chardon burning a little bit of time off the clock on this drive. You know, they had some efficiency going there in terms of scoring. They were 2 of 3. 3 plays, 2 scores. Kind of throwing that out the window this drive. Kobacheski will hand the ball off, and
big tackle there by number 11. That's Corte Moore. Stopped the Hilltoppers for a loss.
Yeah, Cole Purchase was the running back, and first time we've seen Cole tonight. Cole, a 5'11", 172-pound junior.
Andy Janu is in the game for the Hilltoppers.
Waskovic from the gun, gonna fake the handoff, makes a cut near the line, is gonna be wrapped up and dropped for a loss. That was the linebacker, Braden Hardin, to make the tackle. Now 3rd and 13.
Chardon offensive coordinator, Don Novotzik.
Joy McGinnis going to bring in the play, and Jamie, if you're the Hilltoppers, you'd love to go up by 20-some points here on this drive and start to really put the pressure on the Jaguars. Conversely, if you're the Jaguars, you need a stop here. Clock under 4:15 to go, and wave it off.
Timeout, Hilltoppers. Coach Hewitt a little frustrated, and remember, Hewitt starting his 7th season as the head coach of this Hilltopper program. Mitch is a Chardon graduate, 1999, went on to play Division I football at Bowling Green. So you think about our coach, Mitch Hewitt, and then our opposing coach, as we've talked about, Coach Scatchard. These were both outstanding high school football players, college football players as well. Mitch came back as an assistant coach, moved to West G, then to Riverside, and then came back to take over this program. And boy, has he reestablished it to the dominance that we had come to expect, Matt.
A tradition-rich program here in Chardon, heart of Geauga County, a suburb of Greater Cleveland for our friends up north. Kobacheski looking to throw the football across the middle. Ball is caught near the end zone, and a touchdown, Hilltoppers.
There is a flag.
Jake Nias with the touchdown.
Hey, that was a great catch by Nias using his hands, and it is against St. Joe's, so wave it off. Wave the flag off. Touchdown good. Hey, Jake Nias is the police chief's son, Matt.
Yes, he is. (13-yard) on the touchdown reception. And Jamie, Hilltoppers back-to-back weeks with 2 plays ending in passing touchdowns. Ziegenfuss, no doubt about that, picking up where his brother left off. 21-0 now, Chardon. And Jamie, maybe it's time that we started talking about if this young man has the best arm that we have seen from a Hilltopper quarterback. It's a program that is not known for throwing the football. They run it in a misdirection style offense called the wing T. But the last 2 years or so, we've seen Chardon throw a little bit more than normal. And this year, even more so early on. And again, part of it is because of the young man who's under center. Andrew Kobacheski, just a cannon compared to a lot of the other Hilltopper starters. And realistically, when you look at him compared to other starters around this Western Reserve Conference that Chardon plays in, really Northeastern Ohio, we're starting to see a gun there, Jamie.
Well, this is, again, the St. Joe's team right now running a very familiar offense to what we're used to seeing, especially in our conference. However, Chardon has continued to run what you would, you think about those old teams, Army, Navy, Notre Dame. They're a running-based team. Uh-oh.
Arthur Hamlin has running room. Hamlin the 40, 50, and Hamlin may be gone. The 20, no one's going to get him. Touchdown, Jaguars.
Wow.
Hamlin, a 95-yard touchdown return in St. Joe's. That's right, Football North on the board. They said he was the most explosive player on the team, and we just saw it right there.
Not only did he go into the end zone basically untouched, but had a nice little tasteful celebration there at the end. Did sort of a Superman pulling his shirt back.
Nathan Coleman out to attempt the point after. It is good.
Wow.
With 3:51 to play here in the first, it is Chardon at 21 and Football North 7. Jamie, you look at this Football North team, what they're starting to do now is put their defense out on the field a little bit more, not giving them a break, and you wonder how that's going to pan out later on in this contest.
Well,
but I was going to say, too, nothing wrong, though, it's because you score a quick touchdown on a return.
Well, it was Chardon that used the kick return last week to change their game and eventually walk away with that win. Let's see if maybe that play will get the Football North Jaguars going here.
Well, it's certainly a way to take away momentum, and we talked about this early on in this broadcast. No electricity here tonight at Chardon Memorial, folks. It's just the crowd is laid back, just kind of taking this one in. And I can't believe I'm saying this on September 1st. The winter clothes are out. The blankets are out. It's a bit brisk.
Left-footed kick.
McKnight going to step under it around the 10, up to the 15, 20, 25. McKnight 30, making a cut, 35 near side, 40, 45 midfield. McKnight to the 40. Has a blocker, 30, he makes another cut, the 20. McKnight the 15 before he's brought down.
Well, the Hilltoppers answer right back, getting inside that 30-yard line and inside the 20. And boy, he was one guy away from taking it all the way, Matt.
Jamie, that is the second consecutive game we have seen a huge return by Jonathan McKnight.
McKnight, 6 feet, 185 pounds. So he's got great size for a halfback, a high school halfback. But he's quick.
McKnight going to stay on the sidelines, catch his breath during this play. It's Cicero in the backfield. Now moves to the right of Kobacheski in the gun. Kobacheski flushing out, looking to throw the football. Incomplete. Pressure coming on late, and he was hit and knocked down.
That's Corte Moore again, who's 6'4", 190, wears number 11, and he has really played well on the defensive side of the ball for the Jaguars.
Jamie, credit the Jaguars getting pressure on the Hilltopper defense, something we did not see much of last week against West Geauga. They got to Kobe a couple times, but nothing like this. It's 2nd and 10 from the 16. Hilltoppers 21, St. Joe's 7, 3:34 here to go, first quarter action.
Ooh, hit hard again.
Kobacheski kept it, and nothing going there.
Teammates call him Kobe, and coming in from the end position there, Braden Hart at linebacker really hit Kobe pretty good. And again, can't say it enough, Matt. Actually, if you look out on the field, the Jaguars are bigger young men than Chardon.
A bigger, stronger squad, as Mitch said. Again, Cicero in the backfield, man in motion, purchase. Kobacheski again looking to throw, gonna cut across, or excuse me, throw across his body the other way. Incomplete, was looking for Brandon Frenia. That's gonna bring up 4th down and 10.
And Mitch wants to kick the field goal. It'll be a pretty good shot here for our young man.
Ball will be spotted on where? The
24.
So a 34-yard field goal attempt by Keaton Ziegenfuss.
Dylan Hemley is the holder.
Good snap, kick is underway. It is far to the right.
Yeah.
May not have had the length either.
I think it probably had the length, but you're right. It was. He actually pushed it. Normally you might hook a kick from that hash mark, but he pushed it far wide, and so St. Joe's gets the hold, and now they bring their offense back.
Jamie, what's interesting too is you look at the wind here. The flags on the uprights are just limp, but you look at Old Glory and the Canadian flag, and they are blowing across the field. So kind of a swirling wind here at points. Of course, tomorrow, supposedly, we're going to feel the windy and potentially rainy effects of hurricane, or now tropical depression, Harvey. So this is some of that weather from down south. That ball is caught down the sidelines, and into the end zone are the Jaguars. A big strike, 80-yard touchdown, one play, and 6 points.
Wow.
Got to get a number on that, and I think that was 16. Indeed, it was. That's Kevin Victome.
80-yard touchdown. And I mean, he didn't break stride. Caught the ball in stride, and he's down the sidelines.
PAT is good. Jamie, we talked about that touchdown return potentially sparking them, and they caught Chardon. Again, the passing defense coming suspect for the Hilltoppers, giving up a huge play.
What was a dominant first quarter for the Chardon Hilltoppers has turned around immediately in 2 plays. And let's just say, Matt, watching those 2 plays, that there is a lot of speed on this Jaguar team. I mean, both Hamlin and Victome were not only on their way to the end zone, but pulling away. So it's a wake-up call for these Hilltoppers.
Well, what was once a 21-0 lead, gone. Back-to-back scores. 14-0 run right now by our friends up north. Jaguars set to kick it off with 2:38 to go here in the first. Ball going to be fielded around the 12-yard line up to the 20, 25, and that's about all that's going to go for Chardon. That was Joey Trevisano on the return. And of course, Trevisano getting some playing time in the secondary with Ziegenfuss out. Mason, that is, not Keaton.
Well, now you're the Hilltoppers. You know, you've kind of reset this game in a way. You came out, dominated early, and quite frankly, as watching this game, you thought to yourself, oh, I don't know, this could be really ugly. But you now know what this Jaguar team is capable of, and let's get back to the game plan that you would have started tonight's game with.
It is first down and 10, Toppers. Ball on the 25-yard line. Handoff. Cole Purchase up near the 29. Or check that.
Yeah, that was
Dylan Hemley.
Hemley, yeah.
See, they caught me off guard.
Number of.
I saw a 4 and I just assumed. Kobe going to keep it himself, 30, 35. Good move, gets the first down. And Jamie, a huge tackle by Hamlin. Arthur Hamlin made a ankle-saving tackle there. Otherwise, Kobe Chesky was off to the races. First down and 10, Hilltoppers. Ball on the 39-yard line again, working their way right to left across your TV or computer screen. Hilltoppers in that Red top, white sleeves, black numbers. Kopacheski fakes the throw, dropped in the backfield for a sack.
It's Corte Moore again, causing havoc. And, you know, we haven't mentioned yet this St. Joe's Academy wearing a red, black, and white color scheme as well. They've got the black helmets, though, and white jerseys with black pants.
The Hilltoppers, that familiar red that kind of fades to black.
They've got that matte finish on their helmets, too, while Chardon still goes with the shiny look.
2nd and 14 from the 36. Kopacheski under center, 3 guys behind him, gives it to Hemley. Hemley pounds his way up inside the 40, up to about the 41. There's a late flag.
Oh, it's going to be a face mask against the Jaguars. Personal foul. Well, 21-14, man. A lot of scoring.
Much more than we would have thought at this point in the game. And Jamie, that is the, by my count, 30th penalty yard assessed to Football North in this game. And we're just 43 seconds away from finishing the first quarter. Probably about the same amount of penalties that both teams had last week between Chardon and West G. That was an ugly first half, filled with penalties. Kopacheski dropping back the pass, looking to throw. Has a man down the right sidelines. It is caught! And then a nice tackle inside the 20-yard line. I think that was
Hamlin. That was Hamlin coming over, and he's down right now, holding his leg. He had to turn on the burner there to make that tackle, and that would be a devastating injury for the Jaguars if he cannot get back up. Hey, good time to remind everybody that all of our nonprofit organizations from our funding communities can always send us their announcements of interest, and we will get the word out on GTV. Best way to do that, send us an email to geaugatv@windstream.net. And if you are visiting our website at some point, make sure you sign up for our email service. That way, when we set the schedule, you'll be the first to know. It's quick and easy. So many things to do on that website, like browse our archives, starting our 22nd year, all those archives. If you're thinking, are there still, is the Hilltopper game from 10 years ago still available? Yes, it is.
Of course it is.
Get it, you can order that on DVD.
Is the 94 state championship still available?
Yes, it is.
There we go.
Of course, that was a lot of special broadcasts there.
Boy, Hamlin unable to put any pressure on one of his legs, and you hate to see that. He's being assisted back to the sidelines, and you got to feel for him and for his teammates right now. That's a huge blow. You never want to see a young man hurt. Here we go, 1st and 10 from the 16. 15 seconds and counting. Chardon gonna hand the ball off, coming left side. Not much going there. Frania with the carry.
Ian White made a nice tackle from his corner position for the Jaguars. And Matt, we played 1 quarter.
We have, and it is Chardon 21 and Football North St. Joseph 14. Jamie, at this point in time, been able to look at this St. Joseph team. What's your initial 12-minute impression of them?
Well, again, you know, it looked like Chardon was going to come out, especially offensively. They scored 2 touchdowns in 3 plays. The Jaguars are not tackling. The Hilltoppers are at home with all the advantages that come with being at home and playing a team that had to take an 8-hour bus ride. It looked like it was going to be a quick night for Chardon, and then the Jaguars come out with that big kick return. They get a stop after the Hilltoppers missed a field goal, and the very next play, they strike on an 80-yard touchdown down the sideline. And so this game has been divided up in that first quarter between Chardon looking dominant and then the Jaguars looking dominant. The injury to Hamlin is really going to hurt the Jaguars. There's no doubt about that. He's their best player. That's what their head coach told us. And so let's see now. Hey, Matt, Chase Klein is on the field on offense.
First time we have seen him this year in the backfield. And Mitch Hewitt, of course, in the offseason, said that they were going to bring Chase back there, get him some reps as a running back. Of course, he is committed to play at Michigan State University under head coach Mark D'Antonio.
6'3", 225 pounds.
See if Chase gets the ball. He does, lowers his head, runs forward, and Chase Klein picks up some yardage across the 15 down to about the 14.
Klein played a little bit of offense early on in middle school. Remember, he came here from NDCL, played his sophomore year at NDCL, was outstanding. Comes back to his home district last year, had an excellent season, was hurt for some of it. So, I mean, he's played offense, but it's been 3 years.
I love that quote from Mitch that he gave you. Any coach that doesn't use a kid like that in the backfield should be fired. Kobacheski, scissor play, and that was snuffed out as it was nearly fumbled away. Frania fell on the loose ball, but that was trouble because the Jaguars got into the backfield.
Yeah, Chardon actually running the ball between the tackles right now, not having any success. So we'll see what they decide to do offensively, bringing the play in. Andy Janu, he's been rotating out with Joey McGinnis and also Jake Nias, who has a touchdown today. We know that Don Novotsik's got a great view, though, from the press box.
It is 4th and goal from the 15. Or excuse me, 4th and 10 from the 15. Hilltoppers going for it. Kobacheski dropping back to pass, feeling pressure, steps up and throws it incomplete. And it will be a turnover on downs.
Tried to get to Nias again. Pass, though, was just too high. Didn't give Jake any chance to make the catch. And so momentum stays with the Jaguars here to start the second quarter.
Well, Jamie, a bit perplexing to see the Hilltopper offense just struggle like they have been inside the red zone tonight. 2 times they've been down there. In the last 2 times, they've been stopped. No points on the board. Here comes Ben Markle from the gun. Hands the ball off. Coming near side, trying to make a cut, being stretched out and going nowhere is the running back, Jaden Simmons.
The official went down, grabbed his knee, and well, he appears to be okay, Matt. Boy, the way he went down, I thought he was really hurt, but good defense.
2nd and 10 now from the 15 for the Jaguars. And another injury, the running back, Jaden Simmons.
Boy, he's a big part of this Jaguar team as well. He goes down holding the inside of his thigh, so maybe a cramp situation. We will have to see.
Well, and you mentioned cramping, Jamie, and I want to bring this up because we talked about this with Mitch prior to the game, and he was asked the temperature. Obviously, it's a lot cooler today than it normally would be. Usually it's in the 90s at this point in time. How does this affect the team? How does this affect you guys? Is it affecting your guys' conditioning and things like that? And his answer was absolutely not. But he said it might be to the benefit of Football North because they're not quite used to the heat like we are down here.
Well, and we think about last year in week 2 when again, Chardon played a different Canadian team. It was much hotter, sort of that summer heat you'd expect. It's only September 1st, and again, it feels like it's the middle of November with how chilly it has been. Players still down for the Jaguars, and well, we've seen this before, Matt. You've talked about it over the years. Early on in the season, what's an important part of getting ready for a football game.
Got to electrolyte up. Get the Gatorade out, or if you prefer, the Powerade.
Got to get your hydration. He looks like he's going to be okay as he comes off the field there again. Jaden Simmons, not only one of the team's running backs, but also the team's punter. So 2 injuries for the Jaguars right now affecting them.
Here we go, 2nd and 10 now from the 50, from their own 15-yard line. It is 21-14, Chardon over Football North St. Joseph. That pass incomplete, hit the ground. A little bit of extracurricular activity late, but the official gonna let it go.
Sorry about that.
The things we have to put up with in the stands.
Such a great community here in Chardon.
3rd and 10 from the 15. Markle again from the gun, dropping back to pass, feeling pressure, gets it off. He was hit. Loose ball, it was caught.
I don't know if it was caught.
Chardon says they have the football, and now we got to let the officials sort this out, Jamie. Into the backfield with Sam Eldridge as he plowed into Ben Markle.
They're going to say he caught it, and he was hit immediately. That was Blade Best who made the catch. He lost it. Officials say he was down, but now the punting unit has to come out, and we do have a new punter in the game for the Jaguars.
We do. It is their kicker, number 83, Nathan Coleman, who handles the place kicking and kickoff duties. So Coleman about to kick to John McKnight, who stands at his 50. High snap, being rushed, it's blocked. It's going to be picked up and run out of the end zone. Chardon, the special teams come up big again.
Joey McGinnis, number 2, coming off the field, and it wasn't a good snap, but the red jerseys were there, and boy, is that a big play. Where is the Hilltoppers going to take over, Matt?
Waiting to see where the officials are marking this. They are walking the ball over, and where are they going to put it? Oh, they're waiting. Okay, they're waiting for the football. That was it. Side judge, I believe, told the Hilltoppers they got to watch where they're standing. A lot of confusion. They couldn't get the ball in. It's 1st and goal, Hilltoppers from the 3.
Who's going to get the ball? I see Cicero, Matt.
Now he's one of the guys back there.
He had a touchdown last week. There he is.
It is the Cicero, and Cicero pounds his way toward the goal line, but stopped short.
Jimmy Cicero had a big 15-yard touchdown last week, and they try to get the senior another one. He wears number 44.
Now McGinnis going to bring in the play, tells it to Kobacheski, and Jamie, inches to go here. It is 2nd and goal. Inch line, and Kobacheski into the end zone. Touchdown, Toppers.
1-yard touchdown strike.
They need to stop the clock. There they go. It was interesting. The official on the far sideline had called touchdown about 7 seconds ago. The clock continued to run. They didn't signal it near side. They finally do, and the whistles finally blow. It is a touchdown.
You know, they don't have to agree on it. It takes one official to say touchdown, and that's what we had there. So once the hands go up, they should never come back down. And now a penalty flag. Encroachment is a call.
So encroachment penalty against Football North will move the ball up to about the to about the 2-ish.
Yeah,
maybe technically 1.5.
No reason to think about going for 2 here.
Ziegenfuss gets back to work. The kick is underway. It is through the uprights, and it is good. So with 8:36 left to go here in the second quarter, it is Chardon now 28 and Football North 14. Appreciate you being here with us on GTV. I am Matt Jaworski. My partner tonight, as always, Jamie Ward.
Hey, you know, the Chardon VFW Post 6519 is actually sponsoring a flag raffle tonight. The winner will receive both flags tonight, the American and Canadian flag that were flown, and we did play both national anthems. Tickets are $5 or 3 for $10. Of course, the drawing will be at halftime, so if you are listening to us live and you want to get down here, you've got plenty of time.
Boy,
It's
got
fun,
to see if those guys will come by. Maybe I might, if I get a chance.
Be fun, wouldn't it?
It'd be great to have those two. Well, I can't fly any flags at the house now. I haven't put up my flagpoles.
Well, sounds like a good Labor Day weekend project.
It's a next year project.
Hey,
The wife and I don't agree on the locations for said flagpoles.
Ah, yes, the joys of being married.
Indeed. I know I'm going to lose.
Some battles are just not worth fighting.
Yeah.
Hey, don't forget also great Geauga County Fair all weekend long. We've got tons of coverage of that. I know Brian Foster.
That is a short kick, takes a bounce at the 15, eventually picked up by one of the deep backs and not going to make it across the 20-yard line. I believe that was John Lubemba. Going to be 1st and 10 for the Jaguars. They spot the ball in the 19.
Now, this has just been a very strange football game in the way that that both teams have made huge plays. Who's going to be next?
Now, you almost want to say defense is optional, but that has not been the case. Quick throw by Markle, bubble screen, but the Hilltoppers defense snuffs it out. Now a late penalty flag comes out.
That's going to be a hold on the Jaguars. We haven't seen them run the ball a lot, and a lot of times that wide receiver bubble screen that you just mentioned, Matt, can replace the run, and I think that's sort of the Jaguars' philosophy. You know, this head coach who is calling the plays, Blaine Scatchard, played for Acadia University, again, one of the top 5 quarterbacks in Canada when he was in high school. And then he also played professional football in France.
I didn't know they had professional football in France until tonight.
Yeah.
I mean, I remember the old NFL Europe.
Yeah, remember that? Remember the Monarchs?
Well, I late movement before the snap. Former John Carroll coach, a gentleman who I had the chance to do a little bit of play-by-play for, and he was at my alma mater, Tom Arth, who played for the Indianapolis Colts, spent a little bit of time in NFL Europe. But I don't think it's the same thing, football in France.
Not sure.
I think the NFL Europe has been defunct now for a while.
Oh, yeah. Long, long time.
So a couple of penalties will pin the Jaguars back inside their 8. It is 1st and 25 from the 8-yard line. Fake handoff, Markle stepping up, and Markle brought down inside the 7-yard line.
A.J. Peterson, one of the tacklers there. You know, we called his name quite a few times last week, Matt. You know, the Chardon Hilltoppers are basically replacing 22 starters on both sides of the football. Just to give you a little history of them, the 10-0 last year in the regular season. They won a playoff game, and then they eventually lost. But guys like A.J. Peterson stepping right in to new roles.
2nd and 27, ball on the 6. Markle from the gun, flushing out right side, looking down the field, has a man, and McKnight goes up and makes the interception. John McKnight with the pick.
That was a jump ball. It's anybody's ball, and the better player, John McKnight, going up with 2 hands. What a play by the senior.
McKnight showing off the athleticism.
Junior. McKnight's a junior.
Played last year, got significant playing time as a sophomore last year. The only true underclassman to make an impact if you will, in that undefeated season.
On offense.
Now he played a little bit in the secondary too, if you remember.
Well, it was just,
Oh yeah,
Mason Ziegenfuss had an impact. Not many though. There weren't a whole lot of underclassmen last year.
1st and 10, Toppers from the 33 as they work their way left to right across your TV screen. Kobacheski being flushed out, takes off, 30-25. Kobacheski brought down close. Actually, he did pick up the first down across the 23 down to around the 21-yard line.
That's one of the things, you think about Beninati last year and how explosive he was. Kobacheski's a different kind of quarterback, but we haven't seen him break a run. He had one in the first quarter, but will he become a weapon like some of those Chardon quarterbacks in the past have been?
From the 22, up by 14, not quite midway through the second quarter. Man going in motion, Svraniak. Kobacheski brought down in the backfield, nowhere to go. Braden Hart in there to make that tackle.
And you saw the strength of Hart there against Kobacheski. So we have reached the halfway point of the second quarter. Thanks for joining us. It's 28-14. Hilltoppers on top.
2nd and 12. Kobacheski fakes the handoff, keeps it himself, goes up the middle, and gets maybe to the 20-yard line. Jamie, at times, this Jaguars defense has been able to figure some things out.
Yeah, they have adjusted. Those plays in the first quarter were going for touchdowns for Chardon. So they are now, in the swing of things, getting some confidence. They've proven now that they can play with this Chardon team, and we've seen a difference.
It'll be 3rd down and 10, Toppers from the 22. Penalty flag.
That's another encroachment on the Jaguars, and they're having a difficult time adjusting to the American line of scrimmage, there's no doubt.
Well, and you have to wonder, too, if it's maybe something that Kobe's doing with this cadence, that maybe they're trying to try to guess something, and he's drawing them off. It's now 3rd and 4, a huge penalty. Gives him 5 yards. Fakes the handoff. Kobacheski flushing out, puts the ball in the air. Man in the end zone, off his hands. He had Jake Neas for another touchdown, but Neas saw it go off his fingertips and fall incomplete.
Yeah, Neas was the only man there behind the secondary. Just had to bring it down. Not a really easy catch, but certainly one I think Jake thinks he should have made.
Well, it's one that I got to believe Don Novacic probably thinks he should make.
Hilltopper's going to go for it on 4th down.
Up by 14, under 5 to go here in the second. Why not? Hemley in the backfield. Frania in motion. They'll give the ball across the 10, picking up the first down are the Hilltoppers. Nice run.
That's Cole Purchase on a really kind of a traditional right up the middle type play, but they ran a couple guys in different directions. Jaguars followed the wrong players, and Cole Purchase has the first down.
Handful of times Cole has touched the ball tonight. It's now 1st and goal from the 9. Hemley lines up now offset. They give it to Hemley. Hemley trying to make his way inside the 8. And that's where forward progress will be marked. Boy, Braden Hart again in there. He's been so active in this game.
There are some real studs on that Jaguar team. unfortunately for them, a couple of them have gone down to injury. And, of course, we don't have any way right now of getting an update on their status. I guess we should maybe we should bring Jan on as our sideline reporter next week. You think Dave would go for that?
Could only enhance the broadcast. 2nd and goal from the 8. Kobacheski now out of the pistol. Fakes the handoff, goes left side. A little bit of running room. Cuts up across the line. End zone touchdown, Toppers.
Kobe, slippery. He was all but wrapped up in the backfield and made a miss. It's an 8-yard score.
Well, he's done it once with his arm and now twice with his legs. Ziegenfuss, no doubt about that one. It's now 35-14 Chardon.
Well, if you are watching in Canada, a few things to know about Chardon. So we're the Hilltoppers because there are a lot of hills in Chardon. The city square sits on top of a hill. That's part of the reason that the boys and girls cross-country programs are so successful. They're used to training on those hills. And I was noticing, too, with this St. Joe's High School, they have a lot of sports.
Oh, they do.
That are offered. And cross-country running is one of those. But the Hilltoppers and also Chardon and Geauga County, known for its maple syrup. We have a maple festival every April. We're currently having our county fair, the Great Geauga County Fair, the oldest in Ohio. We've got 88 counties in Ohio, and our Geauga County Fair was the first. And that's a very traditional event, like you'd imagine. Rides, carnival food, all kinds of events. It's a big deal over the course of 5 days every Labor Day weekend.
Geauga County, a very rural county here in Ohio, at least northeast Ohio, I should say. Much more rural down to the southeast portion of the state, but a lot of kids with a lot of 4-H animals going to be here.
Yes, I was there today. Animal barns are loaded up.
Good time by all. Ball caught at the 10, 20, shy of the 25-yard line, and time to bring back out the Jaguar offense. Jamie, I gotta ask because we're talking about fair. And I always love to ask people this question. When you go to a fair, what is the one food item that you have to get?
Well, I'm pretty basic. And my favorite, and my children's favorite, is the corn dog.
Okay. Okay.
Love a corn dog. And I tell you what, we had 2 excellent ones today at the fair.
I myself am elephant ear guy.
Oh, a dessert guy.
I just love the fried dough. Handoff right side, and good news if you're a Jaguars fan, because coming back into the game and taking that handoff is Jaden Simmons. First carry he has had since he left with an injury earlier in this quarter.
3 minutes before halftime, and don't forget the Chardon Hilltopper Marching Band will perform for us this evening.
Going to be able to see and hear the band. Always sounding good. They work hard and pays off, it shows. Pass going to be well short near side. The QB just leveled.
Yeah, that he was hit as he threw it there. Nice job coming in. That was who?
Sam Eldridge again.
And Louis Monaco.
And Eldridge got up really slow, is limping.
Well, that's Monaco's going to come off. Number 3. So into the game for the Hilltoppers, number 61. Who even on our most updated roster.
Nope, nobody.
Is not on. It's always somebody, isn't there? Always
gotta be
one
somebody.
Young man.
From the gun, pass across the middle,
Ooh.
Above everyone and incomplete. Ben Maracle showed off his arm strength there, tried to thread the needle, but just threw it too high.
He's got a great arm. There's no doubt about it, and that pass was a little high. He was, again, the pocket was collapsing on him. There's no doubt that that young man has the ability to throw a football, but has to be better protected if they're going to take advantage of it. Now, Chardon still has 2 timeouts, Matt, and they will get the ball at halftime.
It is 4th and 7.
Uh-oh.
Punting team out. Another high snap. Wave it off. Flags flying. They're lucky.
That was a false start. The referee let the young man reset, and I thought he might not call it, which would have been incredible, but we do have a penalty flag.
Well,
illegal procedure is the technical term.
Football North caught a huge break because that snap was over the head of the punter, Nathan Coleman. It would have been into the end zone. Coleman takes an extra step back this time. Good snap. Gets it off. A high kick. And it goes out of bounds between the 50 and the 45.
Well, 2 minutes, 21 seconds, and 2 timeouts. I got to think you're certainly going to keep the gas on here if you're Chardon. Try to get another one before halftime, and you're going to start the second half with the football.
Now, Hilltoppers would love to get one more TD up on the board.
We have seen big plays from both of these teams. It's 35-14. Jamie Ward, Matt Jaworski. We hope you're enjoying tonight's game from wherever you're at. We do have a lot of local listeners each week as well, especially on a chilly night like it is tonight.
3 receivers set for the Toppers, 2 near side. Kobacheski dropping back to pass. Throws looking for a screen, could not find McKnight, incomplete.
Yeah, nothing going there. And putting Kobachevsky to the ground is Corte Moore again, number 11. And Arthur Hamlin is back in the game also, Matt.
Great to see that. Boy, it was not a pretty sight when he had to be helped off the field. Could not put pressure on the one leg. But
no, yeah, he seems fine.
Good to see the young man's going to play through and tough it out. Kobacheski takes off down the middle. Kobacheski running room across the 40. First down, 35, down to the 33-yard line.
That is a Chardon play that we have seen over the years. Basically, Hilltoppers running from a shotgun. Kobacheski fakes the give, runs downhill.
Hilltoppers playing hurry-up offense. Of course, here in Ohio, the clock stops to reset the chains. Man in motion. Kobacheski will hand the ball off McKnight. Looking for that jet sweep. 30. Bouncing off a couple folks and out of bounds near the 25-yard line near side.
Great stiff arm by McKnight. This is a talented young man, John McKnight. You know, that was one of the things Coach Hewitt told me in August, second week at camp. He said, we know that these guys are talented, 10-0 last year, JV. The question is varsity. Are they ready to go when the lights are bright?
2nd and 2 from the 25. Kobacheski fakes the handoff, looking to throw. Will go left side, spinning. He's close to the first down marker. Did he get it?
I think so. Looks like a good spot for him. They have to stop the clock if it is a first down, so. No, there's not a first down.
Surprised that they don't measure this one. It's awfully close. 3rd down in inches. Kobacheski up the middle, gets the first down that time, across the 20, down near the 17. Stop the clock.
Lots of time with 1:14 to go. Hey, how beautiful is the sunset, Matt?
We don't see that too often here with the way the clouds are. That is just gorgeous.
I'm going to get a picture of that. You can check out Maple Leaf Twitter.
I was going to say, please
Leaf
tweet
Sports.
that out. I may retweet that.
Tweet that out for me, Matt. It's going up right now.
Boom. Kobacheski going to try to go left side. No, nothing going there. The defensive line snuffed it out, limiting him to maybe a yard. Clock now under a minute to go. Going to be 2nd down and about 9. Hilltoppers back to the line quickly. And now a timeout has been called. Who's calling the timeout, though, is the question.
The referee. They have unlimited timeouts.
Injured player, that's why. One of the Jaguars was on his knees and coming off late.
Speaking of Twitter, don't forget GTV has a Twitter account as well. You can follow us for all the latest replay news and other important information. Just visit GTV Replays. Hey, shout out to Ryan Hanemichael listening to us, as always, out in Cleveland Heights.
Returning to action, clock running now, under 45 to go. Kobacheski drops back, looks over the middle, open and in the end zone. Touchdown, Toppers. Brandon Franny at the reception. Well, check that. The PA announcer just said it was John McKnight.
It was McKnight, number 27.
My apologies.
Wide open over the middle. What's that for him? His third touchdown. He had one last week. Well, this is already the final score for the Hilltoppers in week 1, assuming this extra point is good. And believe me, with Keaton, it is. So it's 42-14, 39 seconds to go. And Matt, I mean, just a quick recap here. Chardon takes a very quick, dominating 21-0 lead, and we thought, uh-oh, this thing's going to be over, right? We weren't sure what to expect from the Jaguars anyway, and we didn't see much early. They come back and score twice, big plays, 90-yard kick return, 80-yard touchdown down the sidelines. Then they hold on defense, and you think, okay, these athletic young men are ready to go. But Chardon, like they did last week against West Geauga, come back with 21 more points. And they've got 42.
It's been runs. That's the way this game has been. 21, then 14, then 21 again. And got to think that the Jaguars are going to be happy to go in their locker room and regroup and figure some things out here. They had a couple injuries slow them down this quarter.
Well, on their way back into the Chardon Middle School, which is where their locker room, they'll be able to see the new Wall of Champions, which was unveiled last week.
Ziegenfuss's kick is again short, takes a bounce around the 15, muffed near the 10, picked up across the 15 near the 20-yard line. Nothing much more than that. Sam Eldridge in on the tackle. And Jamie, with 32 seconds left to go, going to be interested to see what Football North does if they just decide to take a knee, or if they're going to try to run a play or two more.
You know, it's interesting for that Jaguar team. Their head coach, Blaine Scatchard, he started this game without a headset. But he's got one on now.
4 receivers, 3 to the far side for the Jaguars. Markle stepping up in the pocket and is going to be dropped for a loss. A nice sack by the Hilltoppers. That looked like Louis Monaco.
Louis Monaco has been making his presence known on defense. He's a disruptor. Remember what Coach Hewitt said about him last week.
I'd want him in a cafeteria fight on my side too.
That's what he said, yeah, he's a scrappy young man, and he comes in, he's listed 6 feet, 215 pounds senior, and that's going to be it, Matt. It's halftime.
We have reached halftime, and the score is Chardon 14 and Football North St. Joseph Academy 14. We appreciate you joining us here on GTV, and we invite you to stick around, because coming up next, we have the halftime show for you featuring the one and only Hilltopper Marching Band.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Introducing the 2017 Chardon Hilltopper Marching Band. The band is being led onto the field by our field commander, Senior Jennifer Vandenberg. Tonight's show is a 10-minute tour through the 1970s, 60s, and 80s. Up first from the 1970s, here is the hit tune from Kansas, Carry On Wayward Son.
The drum majors, Jennifer Vandenberg. Gotta be another brother song. No. Light up xylophone.
Our next selection is from those fabulous 60s, featuring our topperettes with captains Amanda Bryant, Morgan Dannison, and Dominic Milaro, and trumpets Matt Moore, Alex Schragle, Gwen Avery, and Jesse Desapeta. Here is Green Onions by Booker T and the MGs. Big hair, pop collars, and leg warmers. You gotta love the 80s. Featuring our majorettes and drumline, here is Billie Jean from the one and only Michael Jackson. gentlemen, put your hands together for the Chardon High School fight song.
Second half action just about to begin here on GTV. Matt Jaworski, Jamie Ward with you. And Jamie, once again, another stellar performance by the Hilltopper Marching Band.
Absolutely.
They just sound excellent no matter what time of the year it is. Practice pays off for those young men and women. Jacob Urbick back deep to receive for the Hilltoppers. Ball caught near the 15, up across the 20, 35. Shy of the 40, though. That's where the Hilltoppers will take over.
Flag is down.
Yep.
And it's against Chardon. Well, the Hilltoppers scored 42 points in that first half, Matt, and it was all John McKnight and Andrew Kobashevsky. McKnight starts the night with 2 touchdowns. Then Kobe throws a touchdown pass to Jake Nias. He gets his first touchdown of the year. Kobe comes back with 2 rushes, one of 14 yards, or I'm sorry, one of 1 yard and another of 8. And then McKnight catches another ball over the middle right before half, and that's why we have our 42-14 score.
It has been a good night for the Hilltopper offense, putting up 42 points, 21 unanswered. Andrew Kobachevsky sends a man in motion from the pistol formation. Going to be 2 receivers near side, 1 to the far side, and bust out another, now hold on, another set of flags.
Another encroachment.
Did it really get
Boy, St. Joseph Football North. I think I just said that backwards, my apologies, but they racking up the penalties tonight. Kobe from the gun. Gonna hand it off. McKnight, check that, kept it himself, and he went up the middle, across the 40, down to about the 43.
Well, the Hilltoppers with the 28-point lead. If it does get to 30, that's when we do have our, what is, I guess, dubbed the mercy rule, in the sense that the clock will just continue to run in the second half. But, you know, we'll see how this Jaguar team reacts.
Kobachevsky sends McKnight in motion, dropping back to pass, stepping up in the pocket, room to run, 45, 50, 45. Spinning around at the 45-yard line, a nice pickup by Andrew Kobachevsky.
Boy, there was a Jaguar coming in from the corner unblocked, and the junior quarterback steps up and gets a huge gain. I was worried that he didn't see the defender, but I think he did. And what poise by Kobachevsky.
Jamie, not only that, but he made a good decision to step up in the pocket. Didn't rush himself, but when he realized that he had a lot of room to run, he took off. 1st and 10 now from the 40-yard line, a Football North. Give, Goes left side, 40, 35, and then out of bounds. New runner, A.J. Peterson, first time he's touched the ball tonight.
Well, one of the things, you know, John McKnight returns as your leading rusher from a year ago and as the leading returner, and didn't have a lot of yards, though. So Chardon's going to use, you know, they use the month of August and will continue to use these early weeks to find out, do they have a feature back or two that they're likely to use? I'm not sure they found one yet. Certainly McKnight. But who's going to be that second, third back? And we haven't really seen a fullback raised to the top yet.
We have not.
Speaking of which, Klein's in the game.
Janu comes out as the split end, near side. Klein in the backfield, Peterson. Give us to Klein, left side. Klein barging his way across the 30, down near the 31, picking up the first down.
Doesn't look all that natural as a runner, Matt, but with his size, something that makes it very difficult. Remember, this is a St. Joseph team that is big itself, no doubt about that. When you get Klein against maybe some of those smaller WRC opponents, he might be able to push himself through.
It is first down and 10 Toppers as they work their way left to right across your TV screen. Ball on the Jaguar 29-yard line. Handoff across the 25, down near the 23-yard line. Late flag, that was Peterson.
Another one.
Now another one.
Uh-oh. This is one of these flags is after the play, usually means extracurricular. Maybe talking. Because I didn't see any pushing.
I wonder if someone said something unkind.
Well, we have two flags, one against each team. One was a personal foul against Chardon, and one was the unsportsmanlike against the Jaguars.
So wave them off. Will be second down and 2 for Chardon. And now the officials stopping the clock. They need to talk. I think they're going to question the spot of the ball and saying, should it be back at the previous spot? Did that play even count?
Well, Hilltoppers moving the football here in the opening drive of the second half. And the referee is showing the penalties again and explaining what should be happening.
I don't think his entire crew knew what was going on. Surprising, it is a good crew we have out there. They didn't make Chardon kick off twice, once to start the game and once coming out of halftime.
Are we ready?
We hope. It is second and 2. Kobacheski going left side, avoids one tackle, still on his feet. Kobacheski, he took a couple Jaguars with them across the 15. Joey McGinnis going to bring in the play. Split end on the far side here. Wing T formation. Ball handed off left side, McKnight, and John McKnight working his way up near the 11.
Well, been a slow drive for Chardon, but they are moving the chains, moving the football in positive direction, and they're using some of this third quarter clock. If they can get at least a field goal out of this drive, they're going to get that 30-point lead.
Kobacheski going to bring him out again. Chardon will keep it on the ground, go back to the running game, and Hilltoppers get inside the 10.
Uh-oh.
And more extracurricular late. Some Jaguars and some Toppers starting to really exchange pleasantries. But no flags.
Joey McGinnis, the senior, is going to check into the game. Looks like there's some talent in that split end position, Matt.
Between McGinnis and Janu, some guys that know what they're doing. That's right. Well, Nias is more the tight end in this formation.
Yeah.
Third and 5 for the Toppers from the 9. Run left side, should be a first down. Hilltoppers again. That was Peterson.
For all of our Hilltoppers looking to support the Citizens for Chardon schools, we have an event coming up on September 9th. Topper Night Out. You can dine at local restaurants from 5 to 8 p.m. And there will be a free concert that night, dessert and raffles on the square from 6 to 8:30, a 50-50 cash raffle, chance to win one of over 50 raffle baskets. So something for everybody. That's September 9th, Topper Night Out.
Here we go, first and goal from the 3. Hilltoppers knocking. Peterson in motion. Kobacheski hands it off. The first man through, stuffed. Dylan Hemley, no go.
More than 5 minutes now on this drive.
Now Chardon happy to just run time off, Jamie.
Who do you want to get a touchdown here if you're Don Novotzik? Who gets the call?
Hemley, McKnight, and Peterson. Ball handed off right side toward the end zone. No! Another goal line stand by the Jaguars. They tried to run it right side, but Chardon stopped prior to the end zone.
That's impressive. I thought he had the edge there, and I thought he was going to get in. That was McKnight looking for yet another score.
Third and goal. This time it's from the inch line, and it might be the old goose and go.
Kobe's got 2 rushing touchdowns from the quarterback position, and one of the team center, Cam Nias, there it is.
And that's a touchdown. QB keeper. Toppers Toppers up the lead. It's now 48-14.
Oh yeah, they're throwing punches now. They don't want none.
PAT attempt. Is there any question? Keaton Ziegenfuss just splits them time and time again.
Well, now 49-14, Matt. It's such a difficult spot here for your St. Joseph High School Jaguars because, you know, the long bus ride, talked about it before, 8 hours. You get off that bus, try to get yourself loose, ready to go. You know, they're over in the Chardon Middle School in that gym. That's their makeshift locker room. And then you come out, you fall behind 42-14. Then you got to sit again for a while. You got to go sit inside the school. It's a cool night. They tried to get themselves warmed up, and then Chardon comes out, gets another touchdown. So for the Jaguars, starting and stopping, having to stay warm and keep going, especially a team that uses athleticism and speed, could be a challenge. And it's going to be very, very difficult for them to climb back into this football game.
Well, Jamie, we haven't really seen them do much since they scored that second touchdown on the 80-yard touchdown pass. Kevin Victome got the ball and just ran straight down the sidelines. Really haven't seen them try that play much. Maybe once, and they weren't successful, and they've not gone back to it. So it's 49-14 the score. Hilltoppers up here, 5:53 to go in the third quarter. Kickoff will be fielded around the 6-yard line, up across the 20, and not much more than that. It was number 16, Kevin Victome. And Victome gets his team out to about the 22-yard line. That's where they will take over. Jamie, the rules are simple now. It's a running clock situation.
Except for the clock is not running, and it should be.
There we go. Clock will only stop for timeouts, penalties, and scores. Everything else runs through, does not stop unless the deficit gets down below 30. Handoff right side and not much going there. Jaden Simmons stuffed. Lost a few yards on that play.
Well, you think about this Jaguar offense, Matt. One special teams touchdown, long kickoff return, and then the quick strike 80 yards down the sidelines. Other than that, they have not really built a drive tonight.
No, and it's not going to get any easier for them being down by as much as they are. A sack. Too many guys in there. I saw Chase Klein get up off the pile. I saw Louis Monaco there. Boy, you can kind of name it. Sam Eldridge was in there. And you got to start feeling bad for Ben Markle. He is just getting bombarded in the backfield. He drops back to pass, gets through his first and second read, and as he's trying to get to his third, he is just getting hit. They'll look to go, little screen right side, and again snuffed out by the Hilltoppers. Ball was caught by the receiver, but could not advance past the line of scrimmage. Gonna bring up now a fourth down situation, fourth and about 15. Here comes the punting unit. McKnight gonna make his way back to around the 40-yard line, and standing inside his end zone is Jaden Simmons, and this punting unit for the Jaguars has had issues all night long.
There's an injury down on the field. Well, on September 19th, Spectrum Cable is going to be scrambling the TV channels, which means no TV will get any cable channels without a cable box. So if you still don't have a cable box, make sure you contact Spectrum Cable and get a box for each TV that you want to watch GTV on. The first year of the boxes are free, and then they will be $5 a month. So looks like there's going to be new channels as well, Matt. We're going to go from channel 20 is going to now be channel 1020. And for educational programming, which was previously channel 22, is now going to be 1025.
So 1020 and 1025.
Pretty significant change.
The two big numbers that we're going to have to memorize, Jamie. You know, the only good part about GTV moving is you and I don't have to lift any boxes.
That's right. Well, there's...
Although I don't know if I know Dave that well that he would invite me to move. I mean, you know, based on the Keith Hernandez, Jerry Seinfeld situation, you have to have that strong, close relationship to move.
Yeah, I don't know.
Now, players still down for the Jaguars and a couple more. medical personnel staff have gone out there to
I think
help.
that's Dang Malou. Well, no, I'm
66.
wrong. That is Aiden Arnott Smith, the center.
And he is extremely woozy walking off the field, taking some baby steps, and we'll probably not see him back tonight based on that. And been one of those nights here for the Jags. Just have been beat up in all sense of this game. Good snap. Simmons gets off a high kick, fielded by McKnight at his 47, where he called for the fair catch. And now, Jamie, we're going to see some. Now, who's going to be the pilot out there right now? Will it continue to be Kobacheski? It will. We see his backup warming up along the sidelines. But they want to send the Hilltopper O out for probably one more final drive. And you got to think that it's because next week, coming to town, is the juggernaut called Canfield.
That'll be an interesting game next week for sure.
Folks, you're going to want to be here for that one because the Hilltoppers will need your support. Kobacheski keeps it himself, runs the left side, gains a couple yards, and nothing more than that. Jamie, looking ahead for Chardon, they've got Canfield at home, Riverside at home, and then Mayfield at home the next 3 weeks.
Well, Riverside will mark the beginning of the Western Reserve Conference, and the Hilltoppers are the defending champions, going 7-0 last year in the conference. Very tough football conference. It'll be really hard to do that again.
2nd and about 8. Kobacheski gives the ball. It's going to be a handoff coming between the tackles across the 40 down to about the 38-yard line. Shy of the first down. A.J. Peterson was the ball carrier. You got to give a lot of credit to this Football North St. Joseph team, Jamie. They're still battling in there each and every snap, not giving up, and they are hanging tough with the Hilltoppers. Kobacheski flushing out near side, has a man open down the field. Ball underthrown by Kobacheski. He was looking for one of his targets, Cole Purchase.
Yeah, you know, a good throw is a touchdown, no doubt about that, because he was wide open down the field, but Andrew was also rolling out, and so couldn't set his feet.
Yeah, rolled out to his right. So it's 4th and 2 for the Hilltoppers from the 38. A little bit of a high snap. Kobacheski going to run straight ahead, crosses the first down marker, and gets ahead of the 35 down to about the 34. Move those chains. Jamie, early on, we saw Chardon have some difficulties running between the tackles, but they ran a couple plays to the outside that were successful, and all of a sudden, it opened up the middle game now for the Hilltoppers, where they've been able to gain some positive traction inside.
Yeah, well, you know, at this stage, we're going to see the second team here very, very shortly for Chardon. I know that. Mitch Hewitt.
Scissor play. And across the 25, 20, 15, 10 into the end zone, touchdown Toppers. Wow, that kind of came
Is that
out
a
of
Dinko?
nowhere. That's John Dinko.
We got a Dinko back out on the field.
It feels right to say Dinko.
Wow.
John Dinko.
The sophomore.
6'1", 175. He's built like a Dinko, all right.
You know, Joey Dinko's here tonight. He's down on the sidelines. Yeah, got a chance to see hi to him in halftime. And, of course, Joey, one of the reasons last year's team was so successful. Now you've got John following in his brother's footsteps.
PAT definitely gets over the stands. It's that good. Now 56-14. Jamie, you mentioned this in the opening, but Chardon Memorial has not been kind to visiting teams the last couple of years.
You got to go all the way back to September of 2014 to find a time that Chardon has lost here at home. That was a game against Madison, one of their rivals,
Was that a 7-0 homecoming loss?
Yeah, it was a very tight game. And since then, think about this, all of 2015, all of 2016, they had 6 home games last year. They're going to have 7 this year. And this has just been, you know, we asked Coach Hewitt.
Back-to-back 7 home game seasons.
Last year they had 7?
Yeah.
I'll look that up. But the...
Oh, I remember that, because the year before it was awful, and we had all that rain.
The Mitch Hewitt said, you know, it kind of works both ways. The team has success, and so people want to come watch them, obviously. And then the flip side of that is because there's such great crowds here, people, you know, that helps fuel the players who are out on the field.
Eight seconds to play here in the third quarter. And got a feeling, Jamie, the youngsters are just waiting to get on the field. The underclassmen. Loose ball on the ground, eventually picked up. And then the return man running around the right side has some running room across the 30 down to the 35-yard line. That looked like John Lubemba.
Also, the kicker got a chance to make a little athletic play there. And so that's going to end the third quarter, Matt. 56-14. Doesn't look like St. Joseph has much left.
Now, at this point in time, probably going to be interested to see how the Hilltoppers
Well, we're going to see a lot of other guys, and there's no doubt. And so this is a chance for, you know, you think about a lot of these Hilltoppers who are starters this year, they were in this situation last year getting a chance to play. So as we learn about more of these guys, we'll keep you up to date. If you're still staying with us and you're listening in Canada, you know, there was a time where certainly it looked like you guys were going to be in this football game, but it's just been tough in that second and third quarter.
It has been brutal. And right now, if you're the Hilltoppers, it's just a matter of staying healthy at this point in time. Ball will be thrown near side and gonna go incomplete. New QB in the game, by the way, for the Jaguars, looking at number 10, Avery Dowlala. Big boy, Jamie, 6'5", 217.
Wow.
I don't know if there's a player on Chardon's roster that's that big.
He also doesn't look that big.
He does not. Well, Jared Barker, I forgot Jared Barker, 6'7", 285.
Yeah, we haven't had a chance to see Jared play yet. Let's hope that that changes.
Handoff, and running back going to be stopped in the backfield for a loss. J.D. Simmons had his feet taken out from beneath him. And it looked like that might have been Cole Purchase in there on the tackle, either him or maybe John Dinko. Jamie, in the offseason, the OHSAA did some reshuffling, if you will, of a lot of the football teams here in Ohio. And Chardon fell to Division III, Region 9. And a great time to bring this up, folks, because they've gotten away from that crazy Division II. Now flag comes flying out. Delay of game. But Division II Region 5 was a big juggernaut. And Hilltoppers have been moved out of it.
Well, they go down. Kenston goes down, right? So now they're both in Division III, and actually Notre Dame Cathedral Latin goes up. So from 4 to 3. So now Chardon, Kenston, and NDCL all in the same region. That could be fun.
Jags looking to pass, incomplete. Dowlala just threw it well into the sideline. It's going to bring up 4th down. You look at the teams in Chardon's Division III Region 9. Schools like Coventry, you mentioned NDCL, Akron Springfield, Akron Bookdale, Medina Buckeye, Canfield. Yes, folks, that's a big game next week. A ton of playoff points will be on the line. St. Vincent St. Mary, Talmadge, Warren Howland, Kenston, Harvey, Alliance, Aurora, Cloverleaf, Akron East, Geneva, Louisville, Marlington, Niles McKinley, Akron North, Norton, Ravenna, Revere, West Branson, Woodridge. Punt, end over end. Going to take a bounce. Going to take a Jaguar bounce across the 40 and roll to a stop around the 30. But Jamie, just naming some of those schools, this is not a rollover region. There are some powerhouses down in there. Clock continues to run, 9 minutes and counting here.
It's amazing that the officials actually don't understand how the mercy rule works.
No, they stopped it a couple times.
They continue to stop it. So as an official, you're supposed to understand how the rules work, and we don't have a firm grasp here tonight. Thankfully, our scoreboard operator seems to be a little bit more on the ball.
Jamie, new QB in the game for Chardon. Number 16 for the Hilltoppers. And I'm going to have to ask you for a little bit of help.
Oh, really? You're going to ask me?
I'm gonna ask you. Fujiklia?
Max Fujiklia. That's what I'm going to go with as well, sophomore.
I should have had Mitch help me say it a few more times prior to the game. Offsides, encroachment again. Gonna go against the Jags. Actually, check that they're calling procedure against the Hilltoppers. Boy, one of the Jags got into the neutral zone. The center flinched. Is what it is. Hilltoppers in control, 56-14 in this one. Matt Jaworski, Jamie Ward with you, hitting the final 7.5 minutes of this one. Hilltoppers set to hit 2-0 on the young year. Hand off to the far side, across the 40, over to the 45-yard line. Nice little run there from Purchase.
3 new jerseys into the game for Chardon. We've got Ethan Duca, number 32, number 22, John Dinko back in on offense. And we'll keep letting you know, Kyle Brown is a senior. He's got good size, 6'3". He's number 15, lined up here on the near side.
So Fujiklia under center. Gonna hand the ball off across the 45, down inside the 47-yard line.
You look at Dinko, he's a 6'1" sophomore. Now, where does he get that height?
Dad's side? I don't know.
Big young man.
Well, and you gotta feel he's only gonna grow bigger. Put on a little bit more weight, maybe a little bit more height.
It's one of the things that Chardon has done such a great job of is their weight training.
Well, this is a program Hand off to the far side. And that's going to be close to a first down. Duca, the ball carrier. Did he get it? It's the question.
Spot looks to be short and is by about a yard.
So Hilltoppers gonna face 4th and a yard or so. They come to the line, and why not? Buciclia barks out the signal.
He's not gonna get it. He stopped short, man.
Yeah, that handoff just going nowhere. And I believe that's Joe, was that Joe Cribb? It was, who ran the football. Cribb is a junior, 6 foot 195. And offensive line just gave him nothing. No holes, no push. Temperature continues to drop here in Hilltopper country. Field, you can see the dew on it.
Good strong throw, complete.
Complete on the far sidelines. Again, Avery Dolala. I'll get it right. His first completion of this game.
Wait, your phone says it's 62 degrees out here right now?
In Wycliffe by the lake. I'm looking for Chardon. That's not right either. It says it feels like 59. It's cooler than that.
Maybe we're just not used to it yet, Matt. You know, we're coming off the summer. But you know what they say in Chardon? Oh, by the way, something else that we're known for in Chardon? Snowfall.
Well, I'm sure Ottawa gets a good amount of snow themselves.
Oh, I'm sure they get a ton, but I mean.
But not lake effect.
In Chardon, we've got Lake Erie.
That first down will move the chain.
Well, you know, you got to wonder what this game really does for Chardon, Matt, to be honest with you. I mean, this has not been all that competitive.
Well, I look at it this way, Jamie. It keeps him healthy for next week facing Canfield. Dolala feeling pressure, tries to get out of a potential sack, but he's wrapped up and dropped. Maybe forward progress back to the line of scrimmage, but a lot of red shirts around Avery Dolala.
Thomas foul into the game for the Hilltoppers. So is John Ricci.
I mean, they'll certainly be picking up some points from this team.
Well, I mean, there's that, sure, but it's certainly not preparing them for Canfield.
No. But they've got a whole week to practice. In case you're wondering, folks, Canfield hosting Alliance tonight, who's 1-0. Pass by Dolala, right side, caught. And that should be close to a first down, if not a first down. Nice catch by Kevin Vitome. Boy, if you're the Jaguars, I would just send that guy straight down the field, throw the ball up, and let him make a play. But they went away from the pass game down the field early in the second half. And just, actually, I shouldn't say early in the second half, late in the second half, and just never got back to it. Handoff up the middle, line will push forward. Gain of about 3 or 4 on that play. Clock now running close to 2 minutes, and Jamie, the Hilltopper faithful, starting to head to the exits here. Why not? Start celebrating a little bit early tonight.
Oh, this game has been decided for a long time.
Ball caught on the left side, and picking up the first down and a few more yards is Nathan Coleman. Coleman, a nice spin, and then reversed his footage. And now the Jaguars are on the the 10.5-yard line, so it'll be first down and 10.
Well,
they can technically pick up a first down.
Old tomahawk chop. The problem is these young Chardon fans are too young to remember the Atlanta
95.
Braves from '95. Over there just chopping away.
I won't say what I was doing in '95 in the right field stands to those Atlanta fans doing that. I will say my dad didn't appreciate it at first, but later on I thought it was pretty darn funny.
Well, a timeout is called with 1 minute to go.
First timeout this half called by either team. And if you're the Football North St. Joseph Academy Jaguars, it's been a rough game. Been beat up physically and beat up on the scoreboard. And then to top it off, you have an 8-hour ride home tonight. I guess the only good news is you hope some of these guys can get some sleep tonight. As long as, well, as long as they just don't get motion sickness, I suppose. But then again, to be able to drive the 8 hours, you would hopefully not get it coming down here anyways. Crazies getting set to rush the field when it's all set and done. Filing out of the stands, getting lined up. Second and 10. Delala dropping back, quick throw right side, no. Receiver was short, had to come back for it. Clock continues to run now, under 1 minute left to go. Hilltopper marching band playing a little bit of na na na, hey hey, goodbye. I do wonder though, we did have the Jaguars coming down from Canada. I wonder if they made a trade with Chardon to play this game. Maple syrup for Canadian bacon. If I'm Doug Snyder, I'm hoping that was part of the contract. That way the football team gets some good Canadian bacon and their team gets some good maple syrup, liquid gold, as they head back up north. Technically, I guess it's west then north.
Nice combination, Matt. You get some maple syrup on that Canadian bacon.
Oh.
Sounds like a great breakfast to me.
Jamie, forget an after-game snack. I'm going to IHOP, taking some gold.
We haven't seen the buses yet. I'm assuming they came down on a very nice chartered bus.
I hope so.
Uh-oh.
Delala fumbles a handoff, runs ahead into the end zone. Touchdown, Jags, with 40 seconds to go. That'll stop the clock by rule.
First score by the Jaguars since the second quarter. Now remember, they scored in basically 2 plays. Kickoff return and an 80-yard touchdown pass.
Well, it ends a 35-0 Hilltopper run to close out this game. So Nathan Coleman in, tack on the point after. Invite everyone to bring their blankets and parkas next week. I don't know the weather, but if it's anything like this, be prepared.
Well, 56-21, Matt. That's probably going to be our final as the Hilltoppers, after they take the kickoff, can take one knee and end this. But it's hard to say exactly what Chardon's going to take away from this game, because you're playing, again, an opponent who is playing different rules, making a long bus ride, not used to high school football necessarily on Friday nights of this magnitude. However, they have to be happy with the result. And I know Coach Hewitt and the other coaches will turn this into a learning experience for the rest of the season.
Well, Jamie, I also look at this. This was a big physical team that came down, and early on they did give the Hilltoppers some trouble. Hilltoppers figured it out, though, and moved on, and going to be set to celebrate a victory tonight.
Chardon can't figure out who needs to be on the field. What are they doing now?
Burning a timeout, Jamie. Burning a timeout because they've got too many men on the field. 12 guys.
Which team? St. Joseph?
Nope, Hilltoppers. That's the one thing when you're down to, you know, you got the third stringers coming in. Sometimes they're just not used to where they should be, and in this kind of a big situation, different packages are out playing together that normally don't play together.
Is it going to warm up this week or what?
Don't ask me that question.
Chief meteorologist.
Well, hey, Jennifer, what's her name?
Jen Harcher.
Jen Harcher.
Chardon grad.
Yeah, come on, Harcher. Help us out here.
Meteorologist at Fox 8. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, Jen and Andre need to work on getting us some heat down here. It feels like late September, early October weather. But the thing is, Jamie, in late October, we'd be wanting this. Thinking this is warm.
Can we get a kickoff?
No. I'm absolutely convinced it's not going to happen. Here we go.
Onside kick. Yeah,
going to be short.
It's not 10 yards.
It's not 10 yards. And
all right.
I don't know, you know, that might be another Canadian rule that they didn't know. I'm not sure on that.
Who knows?
Who knows? Regardless, though, Hilltoppers will take over. I imagine we'll see victory formation here from Chardon. Invite you to stick around following the conclusion of this one. We'll head down to the field, hear from Mitch Hewitt, and then we'll be wrapping things up.
Yeah.
Well, the good news is there will not be a re-kick or any attempt thereof. Oh, bam, a little bit of swing, swing, swing. I remember playing that back when I was in band in high school. Hilltopper's going to run the ball near side for a gain out of bounds, and that will do it. That run right there, Grant Googe finishing off the game. Final here tonight from Memorial Field. It is Chardon 56 and Football North St. Joseph Academy of Ontario 21. We're going to pause and now send it down to the field where Mitch Hewitt is going to be addressing his team.
Coach, guys, defense outstanding. You guys flew to the football. Again, I don't care who we're playing or any of that stuff. You guys played the game the right way. Coach O had to take the super fans home. I swear that's true. No, it is. It's true. He had to take them home, so he wanted me to give you this message. What about us? All right.
Hey, hold on. Look at that. 56. We're on 56.
Yeah.
A little while to get going. Took a little whipping a little bit, and you responded, and that was great. But by God, it's going to get harder from here on out. We've got to be ready. We've got to be better, right?
Yes, sir.
All right, let's go.
Oh. Got a lot of stuff to clean up on offense, guys, but hey, 56 is 56. So, it's going to get real next Friday night.
Yes, sir. Woo! Yeah, it's got to be a great environment next Friday. Canfield is very similar to us. For those of you that don't know, students, I mean, they're a hard-nosed, tough school, and they're going to bring a big crowd. And what I need to see is I'm proud of you. 2-0 is great. But like all the little things like Coach says about like when he texts out like plays, like that's the little things that we have to clean up that translate on Friday night. So like we scored 56-21, West G and NECL are in overtime at 6-6. Like we could be really, really good. And we're not like I want to compliment you, but like yeah, we get a lot better, a lot better. So we've got valuable reps for kids who have never played on a Friday night, but that has to happen on Monday, Tuesday, tough guy Tuesday, Wednesday, work day Wednesday, and then Thursday we can coast a little bit. So it's on you. I can't wait to work out tomorrow morning. Can't wait to watch films. Can't wait to get bitched at in films. That's part of it, right? You're going to get coached hard, win or lose, right? Some of you are already looking at it. You got the plays that you know are going to happen, right? Ooh. All right, fellas. Defensively, someone's got, offensively too. Defensively, who do you think? Chase or John?
John.
Yeah, dude. John, where you at?
Yeah.
John.
We are Canfield on 3. 1, 2, 3. Canfield.
Welcome back, everyone, and what a game for the Hilltoppers. Chardon puts up 56 points in this one. They jumped out to a 21-0 lead, then gave up 14 points, scored 35 more points to close this one out. Again, big winner tonight, 56-21. John McKnight, potentially a breakout game for him, and you have to think that he's going to be on the watch list now, potentially Geauga County Player of the Year for the Maple Leaf. Only time will tell, though, but if this performance tonight is any indication, he might be running away with it, no pun intended. We want to thank our cameraman tonight, Brian Foster, executive producer Dave Jevnikar, and my partner tonight, Jamie Ward. I am Matt Jaworski. On behalf of all the rest, we'd like to wish you all the best.